How good can it get? I legit get tingles and butterflies every time I ask that question. And my best friend and I have committed to asking ourselves this every single day in 2026. And I wanted to make this video because it is so different than the conditioning that most people have. We usually wake up and say, "What's wrong with me? Why can't I change? Why is this still a problem? Why do I constantly struggle?" And it's this constant fixation on our current circumstances that aren't ideal, on problems that we now need to fix or we need to heal. And so then it becomes our identity of this fixer, of this struggler, what I call this addiction to struggle, because every day we fixate on what our problems are. We ask the question of, what do I need to change? What's wrong with me? We train our bodies that this struggle is normal. And that is very dangerous because when your body registers this way of living, which is the struggle identity, as normal, this is your safe place. And this is where it can protect you. But what you are striving for, what you desperately want, the money, the success, the love, the belonging, the growth, the expansion, that doesn't live in the struggle realm, right? And so when we go after that, because the struggle is normal, our body will pull us back in any way it can to keep the peace, to keep the normal, to keep you safe. This is why you struggle. It is not because you're incapable of getting what you want or you don't have enough discipline or willpower. It literally is survival wiring in your body that is pulling you back to the struggle identity, right? But what happens when you start to ask yourself this simple question and not even change anything else, not use any other healing modality, not add any other strategy? Just wake up and ask yourself, how good can it get? What does this do in your body? Oh, I got tingles again. I've literally had goosebumps this entire video. What this does is it starts to train your body to live in the feeling of your manifestation. And by the way, this is not act as if. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but acting as if is basic living out your trauma and conditioning. We don't want to do that. But living in the feeling of that wish fulfilled, which you've heard, trains your body to know that feeling good is safe. This is your new normal. And when you start to create that normalcy in a magical life, normalizing miracles, you start to see the world differently. You start to attract different things because you are in this higher frequency, what I call the God frequency, and you magnetize things that you didn't even know were possible, right? And you won't in this space sabotage it because you have now retrained your body to know that life without problems, life without struggle, life can be good. You can feel safe in happiness, in joy, and prosperity. And I think I really wanted to make this video because so many of you right now are probably burnt out on healing modalities or trying new strategies. You're adding all of these things, desperately wanting to change, but inside you still have this feeling of, what happens if I don't fix this? What happens if I don't fulfill my potential? It's this fear, scarcity, just this low grade frequency. Throw all that shit out the window. I'm telling you right now, subtract all that bullshit, right? And go inward and ask yourself the question, how good can it freaking get? Do it right now. Ask yourself that question and just feel the tingles, the expansion in your body, possibility. And when you live in that, you jump timelines immediately and you change the trajectory of your 2026 in that moment. Is not complicated. We don't have to jump through hoops. We don't have to effort our way to change. We just have to train our inside world to know it is safe to feel good because society, gurus, experts on the internet are constantly selling that something is wrong with you and you need to fix it. And that's the loop you're staying in. That's the thought process you're staying in. But asking yourself this question will literally change your identity to be one of possibility and seeing the good in everything and seeing opportunity, even in the struggles. The struggles become stepping stones to getting everything you ever want. You look at it as being sharpened and needing this lesson to become who you need to be to get the blessing, the result, the transformation that you're so desperately efforting yourself for. So let me know if that lands. Let me know if that helps. I know we're coming to the end of the year and people want to go into this hyper rushed state to change everything. And I just want to warn you that It's not the way. And I know that because I have been an entrepreneur for 12 years. And for every year up until this last year, I've been burnt out, exhausted, trying to force my way to everything from this feeling of not enoughness and always asking the question, what can I do now to change my situation? I always was fixating on how do I change this? How do I fix this problem? Because then I'll be okay. Versus this year, I've really leaned into how good can it freaking get? And it just shifts you immediately. So, Merry Christmas. I love you guys, and I will talk to you in the next video.